Gigi, come in, come in. What's new? Not much. You know, just been trying to journal more and check in with myself more often and whatnot. Okay, that's good, that's good. How goes the chronic self-pleasuring? Still happening. Right. Did we want to slow that down? Yeah, work in progress. I think I'm just sad or angry, lonely. They also somehow path towards that. You ever consider a cage? I'm sorry? Do you feel withered by rage? Oh, no. I think there's really only one thing that's being withered away here. So I'm thinking that you should explore some new hobby. I'm sorry. Can we switch topics, actually? I just came from the movies, and I wanted... You've been doing this publicly, as well. No, I'm not beating off in theaters. I just went to go watch a movie and then drove here. Can I just talk to you about that movie for an hour? 44 minutes. I just got here. Go ahead. Okay, so the movie's called Bring Her Back. Have you seen Talk to Me? No, but that does sound like my biopic. Okay, so can you just shut up for the remainder of this, actually? The Phillipo brothers are back with their second film following up their 2022 debut, Talk to Me. A horror film I very much enjoyed, already yapped about it. Bring Her Back. Wow. Don't blink because these brothers are something special. We beat the one-hit wonder allegations. They were ready to say it. The streets were calling you the Jaquan of horror. Fuck them. Teen drinking is very bad. Somehow also relates to this movie. Okay, I will not spoil for as long as I can. Don't worry. I don't last long. Even after doing it that much? Shut up. Bring Her Back is a beautiful slow burn that had me crawling with anxiety. It's a small cast, the setting rarely changes, yet you feel like there are so many moving parts that you're trying to keep track of. You're sitting there gripping your seat, waiting for the detonating cord to fizzle out, and before you know it, you're lost in the smoke. Beautifully shot, Sally Hawkins. I apologize, I was not familiar with your game. I didn't watch Paddington. You know, this is actually the second time you've complimented an English actor while boiling them down to a Paddington movie? Really? It kind of comes off like this escape room maze thriller manufactured by the guy from Paddington 2. Wow. I am really not shit. Sally Hawkins was the choice for this role. So good, so convincing, made me beyond uncomfortable. Some people can just work that mug so effectively, and Sally works that mug. And everyone else kept right up. Sora Wong, who plays Piper, 14 I believe at the time, apparently had no acting experience before this. And Jonah Phillips, 12, combined with a clearly grade A prosthetics team, just smoked it. As a YouTuber, and I feel like at this point, me even making this connection is offensive to them, but the same way I felt leaving Talk to Me. So impressed. This was a similar walkaway of holy shit. I love to see it and am proud to see who brought it to life. I recommend this one, and by the way, this is not Talk to Me 2, which I believe is still coming. It's not quite a horror like Talk to Me was. I would more so call this like a messed up thriller with horror elements, because this movie didn't scare me. I didn't go home looking over my shoulder. The writing and the acting just had me by the balls for 99 minutes. And even though it's not a great comparison anyway, Bring Her Back moved up past Talk to Me. For me, recency bias in chat. And now I want to talk about specifics and spoilers. If you're never gonna watch it, I'll walk you through a bit. You should, but here we go. And you know what? If I was in the movie, I would have picked up on a lot of red flags, but I would have actually done something about it much sooner. Grapefruit! You picture who you want on the other end. And that mindset shouldn't just be used in fiction, it should be used in real life as well. With your help. Especially as you get older, those little things you used to ignore suddenly start feeling like red flags. You ever feel an odd ache, a nagging cough? I thought this was just a quick cold. You just feel off, but think I'll be alright. This is probably just this or that. You don't have to wait till all hell has broken loose on the set to take out the villain. That's where today's sponsor, ZocDoc, comes in. A free website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and instantly book an appointment. I don't have a primary care doctor, and you know what? Crazy thought, probably should. Luckily, with ZocDoc, I can actually choose one that fits my needs now. There's in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across nearly every specialty, from dental health, eye care, skincare, and much more. You can also see individual doctors' ratings and reviews, which I very much believe in. I very much believe in having individual doctors be rated because I've had a phenomenal doctor attend to my daughter, and I was just so blown away at the care and patience that they showed. And I've also had the opposite at the same location. You can filter doctors by location, insurance, rating, specialty, and also you can see their actual appointment openings, choose a time that works for you, and click to instantly book a visit. It really is that easy. No more surprise out-of-network bills, no more endless Google searches, just a few clicks, and you can book an appointment, often within 24 to 72 hours. While looking around, I even found some same-day appointments with highly rated doctors that are close by. You don't even have to talk to anyone, just book with a few clicks. So, take care of you, and make health a priority. Go to ZocDoc.com/MistaGigi, also linked in the description, to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. Thanks again to ZocDoc for sponsoring. Now let's get back to the video. Andy and Piper are step-siblings. Piper can only see shapes and lights. I believe Sora is visually impaired in real life, but not as severe as portrayed in the film. The movie doesn't waste any time. Their dad dies in the shower. Andy freezes up at the moment, and they now have to find a new home. It's funny because on my first watch, there was an older lady that sat a few seats away from me. She got in a little late and pulled up for the dead dad scene. Now, obviously, if I die in the shower, I'm not like, oh. Instead, there's just dead dad dick all over the floor. So right after that, she turns my direction and says, "Excuse me, is this the movie?" And I was so confused by the question that I sheepishly nodded and said, "Yeah." I didn't know if she was put off by the scene or if she was genuinely asking, "Is this the movie that I paid to see?" Because I don't know. What does your ticket say? If it starts with Lilo and ends with Stitch, I got bad news, lady. So they attempt to ship Piper to a very nice woman named Laura. But Andy is not about to be split up. He takes care of Piper. It has to be a 2-for-1. And hopefully in 3 months, when Andy turns 18, he can apply for guardianship. And they can just live alone. Laura agrees to take them both in, but it becomes rather clear, rather quickly, that she does not want Andy there. There's a lot at play here. One of the main themes, if not the main theme, this movie revolves around is grief, coping with loss. Laura immediately tells Piper, "You want to meet my doggo? You want to meet my little poochie pie? He's right over here," grabs her hand. "Careful, he bites." Nah, he's dead. I got him stuffed. We do have a cat though, that one's alive. I'll probably stuff him too when the time comes though. He's in his pre-stuff era. And this is no disrespect to the pet stuffers of America. I've got nothing mean to say to you. I do, however, have a facial reaction. Here it is. Laura also had a daughter who was visually impaired, and she unfortunately drowned. And no, thankfully, she's not on the neighboring mantle next to Pom Pom, but her real location's not much better. And Laura isn't our only unpredictable character, because she's actually taken in another child who lost his family. Oliver. He's that really normal child in the empty pool debating on whether or not he's gonna kill the cat. Don't you do it, Ollie. Ollie, remember what I said. Ohana. Taxidermy's expensive, stop! Little did I know that Laura was playing her cards from the start, even like with this small interaction between her and Andy when they first get there. You see, Andy has the unfortunate task of describing everything to Piper, and that includes Ollie, a very happy-go-lucky, straight out of a family vlog child, right? So Piper's asking about Ollie's appearance, and Andy has to more or less lie. Yeah, he's cute. Adorable. That smile just refuses to leave that face. Piper then questions what his hair looks like, and Laura jumps in. It's red curly hair, and gives Andy a little look. "Oh, you like lying to your blind sister, do you? Well, let's just say anything while we're at it." And Andy doesn't correct her, because then he would have to retract what he said, and honesty is very important between these two. So much so that they have a little alt that they can use whenever they want. The word grapefruit, which basically means, tell me the truth, or I swear I'm telling the truth. The significance of this silly little interaction is Laura actually planting the seeds of her alibi. We later discover that Ollie is not who she says he is. His name is Connor Bird, and he was kidnapped from his home 2 weeks ago. But Ollie is actually the name of Laura's nephew, and he has curly red hair. Laura's plan was to get Andy out of here, destroy any evidence he had of Ollie, but more importantly, if Piper happened to talk to anybody and tell them, "Oh yeah, there's another kid that lives there," she'll just end up describing her nephew, Ollie, with curly red hair. And this is really more of a perfectly picking your spot moment, as opposed to the relentless gaslighting and manipulation that is soon to come. Laura was actually a counselor for 20 years. And she had access to their family history in the system, either directly or through a coworker, so she already knew a little bit about Andy, and she used that against him at every turn. Andy's father used to beat him and hide it from Piper. He would turn on the shower and beat the shit out of him to muffle the sound. And aside from whoopings, Andy was just hurt when he got with Piper's mom because it felt like now he found his family. He treated Piper like a princess, while ignoring Andy and simultaneously beating the dog shit out of him. And Laura looked at that playbook and said, "I like it." Treats Andy like an afterthought. Piper gets Kathy's room, Laura's daughter that died, and it's all dolled up and colorful, while Andy gets sent to the fucking barracks. Mattress on the floor, you'll figure it out. And the most batshit method being her waterboarding piss maneuver. This one's in the Gaslight Hall of Fame. Toxic SOs, take notes. When Andy wakes up one beautiful morning and he realizes, I pissed myself. Shameful. What's wrong with me? Then he pisses himself again. Shameful. What's wrong with me? This thing got an off switch? And Laura calls him out this time because she catches him dropping off the laundry and she makes sure to vocalize, "Oh, piss, huh?" in front of Piper. Turns over to Piper. I don't think Andy's doing too well. I mean, this piss stinks. But the truth is, the grapefruit of it all, is Laura saves a nice soupy concoction for the night, pisses in a measuring cup, and then dumps it on sleepy Andy. She's begging Andy for a reaction. She wants him to lash out because the more he does, the more ammo she has to consider him unfit for guardianship, and Laura then keeps Piper. By the way, she wants to keep Piper because she's followed a cult demon tutorial to possess Ollie, murder Pipe, and have Ollie bomb with the soul of Kathy into Pipe's body and bring her back. Kind of important. I do have questions and concerns, so let's start there. Laura is following this dark web tape that tells her what she needs to do to bring Kathy back. And it's creepy, but it's funny because she's constantly referencing it like I would reference a how to tie your bow tie tutorial or some shit on YouTube. Like something goes wrong and she's like, oh, damn it, what was it? Let me rewind to that part. But we don't know where this came from. I mean, there's a website address that's watermarked on the tape like a fucking steak logo, but we can assume Laura's probably got a Tor browser loaded up somewhere, right? But just like the Talk to Me hand, we don't really get any background information on how it came to be, who these people are, or how they got it. Oh, also, they said the words "talk to me" in the movie, and my body reacted just a little bit. I don't know if they really cared enough to give us a little wink and a gun, but because it's not like a foreign expression anyway, they didn't turn to the camera and say, "Follow us on Fandango. 60% of you aren't subscribed." Raka raka. My biggest question, and I know it's going to be the easiest answer, but I just need to abuse the fact that I have an audience and ask all of you. What the fuck does Laura say at the hospital to Andy? Andy slipped and busted his head. He's loopy, right? Laura visits him and Andy is freaking out about the rain because he saw a flash of his father and his father told him that, well, Pipe's gonna die in the rain. And once Laura realizes he's loopy, I'm almost positive she says something like, oh, you're scared of the rain? Are you sure you don't think that's because your dad died in the shower when I killed him? What did you say? Sally Hawkins has been clear as day this entire movie. I've seen it twice. And her gaslighting is contagious because I keep questioning myself, is that what she said? Was that purposeful? Am I really mishearing it that bad? Did she try to fire him up right then and there to have him start randomly throwing murder allegations at her, knowing people would immediately credit that to his head injury, making him seem more and more unfit? Or did I just mishear the lovely Sally Hawkins? Now, if I heard correctly, next question. Al, how'd you kill him? Because the dad's all gross. He's got a bubbly fried neck and mouth and is puking up a bit. The closest I've seen to that is when Ollie leaves the summoning circle and starts convulsing. But that still doesn't explain it. Like, was this done just through like voodoo? We know Laura is capable of sneaking into a home and kidnapping a child. So did she sneak into this one and poison their father? Because it's not a coincidence that Piper, of all people, joins free agency at a time like this. So yes, it makes sense if Laura killed this specific man, but I'm just dying to know how, and I need one other person to just be like, yeah, that's what she said. Thank you. Please tell me that. Please don't tell me I'm wrong. In addition, I have questions about the ritual. At their dad's funeral, Laura is adamant that Andy kiss her father on the lips, says it's a custom. I was gonna say happy pride, but that says it's father's son. Sorry. She says it's a custom, right? And Andy's like, the fuck it is? Nope. Now, this could just be her straight up fucking with him, right? Forcing him to face this trauma head on that he's frankly avoiding. He doesn't even want to look at his dad, let alone give him a big old smoocherooski. Shout out the TB12 method. Or it's a part of the ritual because she snips a piece of his hair off and she kisses him. And then she later feeds Ollie the hair. And Ollie, num 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 num. I love Supercuts DoorDash. Also, we get a flashback later in the movie where Piper seems to be trying to resuscitate her dad because she doesn't know what he looks like and how gooey he is, because otherwise she'd be like, oh, maybe next time, Dad. But then I took that like, oh, she technically kissed him. Laura did too. Was Andy supposed to? Was he the missing link? Did he mess up something in the steps? And I might be overthinking at that point, but it crossed my mind. Andy did not deserve his fate, but man, if he's not up there for worst babysitter of the century, I don't know who is. Editor, put a bunch of serial killers on screen. This moron gave a clearly troubled child a full-size kitchen knife while watching him grab it blade side. I might be Team Laura, dog. I don't think you're qualified for guardianship. And this is the setup for probably the most uncomfortable scene in the movie, where Ollie starts chewing on the knife. And even worse, you now have to get the knife out of his mouth. So you gotta slice a Rooney, and I squinted my eyes in the second watch. I didn't want to watch it again. The prosthetics team killed it. There wasn't any makeup or gruesomeness or violence where I thought that looked goofy. It was clean, baby. And on that note, I gotta applaud the car running the 2-over shot, because, you know, all hell is broken loose. You know they're not gonna peacefully escape. Something is gonna go wrong, but there is beauty in execution. To me, that car crash shot is the boom.
Oh, we're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms. Boom! Boom! Boom!
That moment, me and my girl 5 seats over, both just, oh! Our spines in sync. I loved it. And what I really loved was the emotional side to this whole film. Laura's a nut, a kidnapper, fresh off a double homicide, on the verge of a triple, and you can't help but feel for this woman who is just so broken to her core after losing her entire world, her daughter. She couldn't leave the cemetery because she couldn't fathom the thought of abandoning her baby girl at the grave. She's drowning this child, and yet that shrill "Mom!" that Piper so cleverly belts out just hits perfectly. And I did a perfect recreation of it. Laura freezes up after hearing that word she's been absolutely desperate for this entire time. That scene combined with the callback to the plane symbolizing that person going to heaven for Andy as his voicemail plays, and even that final scene in the pool. The movie's sad too. Get with the times. We're dealing with more than one emotion here, guys. I love this movie. Props to everyone involved. I don't know, I just felt like, just go out there and create, guys. It's so inspiring to see something. So unfortunately, our time is up, so we can save that for the next session. And Tuesday still good? I still have 3 minutes. Why do all of you do this? This shit's expensive, dog. You got 60 seconds. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe. Shout out to my patrons. They're lovely. They're right over here. Gamer subs, code Mr. GG, 10% off. Subscribe to the gaming channel. I'm uploading a lot over there. And as always, I am Mr. GG, and I am out. So Tuesday? You're one Tuesday for me burning this bitch down. Leave your stupid ass working for BetterHelp. Yeah, Tuesday's fine.